Now there's another mantra for Kali, which is, this one is good when you're going to sleep. See, in the daytime, you can say, I'm doing everything in the name of the goddess, and you can focus on the goddess. But when you go to sleep, we don't know whether you're still thinking of the goddess or something else. So you want to go to sleep thinking of her. In case your left shoulder is being tapped and you don't wake up at all, you still have not forgotten the goddess. You leave with her in your mind, so that when you come back, if you need to come back again, if you die without knowing in your bed, then you have to be coming back again. Okay, when you come back again, you don't want to start again at 60 or 50. You want to start like Jesus Christ did, like Ramana Maharishi did, like a lot of them did. And I was fortunate, my mother, I chose her, so she kept taking me to temples and prayer. But it still took me till 1990 to give up everything and just focus on this. I still had my legs on all over the place. Okay, so it's easy for us to get lost. So it's good if you can go to bed doing the mantras mentally. So because when you become overactive, you probably lie down in bed thinking of the mantra and not going to sleep. So you do it mentally. You go, Om Shri Harim Klim Parameswari Kalike Shri Harim Klim Swaha Shri Harim Klim Parameswari Kalike Shri Harim Klim Swaha. This mantra, when you're doing it, for a while you do it loudly, but in the daytime or in the evening, at least an hour or two before you go to sleep, so that you become, then your body registers where this sound goes to. How you do it will register where the sound goes to. And then when you're doing it mentally, the sound still travels in your body. So you need to focus on that, and you need to do it so that when you go to sleep, you always remember the mother. And your dreams are better, and your sleep is better. It will get rid of your nightmares as well. So, okay, we talked about goddess. So from a biological woman, you have to become a goddess, okay? Now, the first step for being a goddess is to respect your body. A lot of you do a lot of crazy things to your hair, shave it off. You know, you like to, I mean, it's simple. It takes too much trouble to take care of my hair, so I cut it short. But do you know something? One of the most beautiful thing about long hair is you can take it and wipe your body, wipe your face with it, and you feel that beautiful energy that your face feels. It's a very useful tool. And nature didn't give you all these blessings for no reason. Men go bald very easily. It's very difficult for a woman to go bald. You must be really an alcoholic or too much of, medication, whatever, that will make you go bald, but not like men. I'm virtually bald. So I keep only a very little bit that's left and keep it long. I just don't feel like going to the barber regularly. So I don't go to the barber. I've never been to the barber. So I asked my wife, just cut them straight like that, like you do with women's long hair when you trim the edges. I do the same thing here. So the question is this: number two, you have to respect the gateway to the womb, which is your vagina. You got to make sure that you allow the hair, your pubic hair, to be fully grown around the vagina area, because it acts as a protection. There's a lot of energy in it, and there's a goddess that resides in that forest. So when you move the hair off, you move the deity away from that. That protects you. Your first energy force is your pubic hair. And goddess Chinnamasa resides there. She's to do with ego. So your ego starts from the gateway. Negative ego or positive ego. You have to learn to respect your body. Respecting your body also depends how you eat. First thing is eating. Like a lot of you like to socialize and eat, which means you talk and you swallow. You can't talk and chew at the same time. If you're chewing, you can't talk. If you're talking, you cannot be chewing. So what you do, you swallow your food. If you don't salivarize your food, your stomach is not going to do much work. All you're doing is making it work too hard. So instead of getting energy after eating, you get sleepy. You get tired after eating because you're not eating properly. Then comes what type of food you put in your mouth. You know, a lot of people think they're vegetarian, they're healthy. No. If you're vegetarian, are you eating organic vegetables? Or are you eating the vegetables that are sprayed? And then those of you who go to health food shops like Whole Food and find this big salad bar, remember that the salad, for them to put the salad bar out, they must be preparing it at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, or maybe even 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, let's say. And you go at 12 o'clock to have your. If I were to cut your hands, how long would you survive? Without a doctor, without a bandage, without anything. You won't last long, would you? You bleed to death. The vegetables are no different. Your fruits are no different. Then we have this habit of going to a health food shop and buying half a cabbage, half a broccoli, half a cauliflower. And you buy half, you're buying none. You're buying roughage and mineral. The life force is dead. When you want a cauliflower, you go to a place where before they cut even the stems, the greens around the cauliflower. And bring home, you don't have to even put them in the fridge. Sprinkle a bit of water and leave them out. And they last a few days. So you can take flower by flower and use them instead of buying half a cauliflower because you can't finish them. Half a pumpkin, half of, all these vegetables, when they're cut into half, it's not, don't cut your tomato into half, use one for one sandwich and then hope you can use the other half for another sandwich. The second half, there's nothing there. When you want to cook, you cut your onions, garlic, ginger, whatever. When it comes to vegetable, you cut them and throw them into the pot as you're cutting them. Then there's a lot more. And then overcook them. Put a lid on it, a glass lid, even in a wok cooking, so that the steam will fall down into the pot. So the nutrients are still there, everything is still there. Best is steamed vegetable. I don't really recommend raw vegetables because you don't pulverize it completely. And you're not born a goat. You're born a human. Humans eat cooked food. Otherwise, cooking wouldn't have been invented, would it? Men wouldn't have created pots, and there won't be pots, and there won't be cooking. Slow cooker is one of the best invention they have. Now coming to juices, like a lot of you think, oh, I'm having a juicer and I'm getting a lot of nutrition out of it. Now you're not. You're burning them. If you buy one of those, $40 juicer from your Kmart or whatever, the speed is so high that they break all the molecules in the vegetable and you got nothing left. Only your ego will say, I'm having juice now. I'm making vegetable juice and I'm healthy. No, you're not healthy. You need to get a slow juicer. I think I told someone last week, in America, it's very good. It's less than 100 or I think the cheapest is about 100 in Amazon. I don't know how much it'll be if you go to one of the stores to buy when there is discount. You need a slow juicer as well. You need a slow cooker and a slow juicer. Slow cooker for your vegetable, slow juicer for your juices. So you got to invest. Okay, you can't say, it's more than 100. It's too expensive. No, it's not. Your body, mind, and spirit needs that. If you can't afford to buy a lot of organic greens, learn to grow your own. You can actually go all around your kitchen area. If it's a good, airy, light kitchen, you can put in bottles, water, food for the plant, and you can grow them without soil. And you can take the leaves as you need them. And they're organic and they're good. So there's a lot of things you can do to stay healthy because you love your body, because your body is your temple. Then I come to another thing which is very common. Don't use the gateway to your womb, the most powerful thing, for the sake of finding someone to love you. If you cannot love yourself, nobody else can love you. Love comes from within you. The thing that you want to protect most is the gateway to the womb. That's your vagina. It's not a pleasure tool, and the pleasure you get out of it is nothing compared to the bad effects you create for it. Remember that every man that puts his lingam into the gateway leaves an imprint of himself in you, and it'll take a lot of work for you to get rid of that imprint. So the few minutes of joy you get, sometimes not even joy, and then you think, why did I do this? What did I get out of it? There are times you question yourself as well. That few minutes puts another imprint in your DNA of somebody else. That affects you in the long run as well. So think about that as well. Okay, that's from going from a biological woman to a goddess. Okay, you got to think of what you put in your stomach. You got to think what you put into the gateway to your womb. And you have to, there's one more thing I forgot. Each one of you have to take a book and put it in your head and learn to walk. Because when you put the pants on, you actually forgot how to walk. You thought you were a man and you started walking like him. At one time, women used to have a body that looks like a guitar. Now you find that from the back, if a man and woman walking, if you're looking for the body curvatures to know which is a man, which is a woman, sometimes you won't even know because you had short hair like the man, you wear pants like the man, and you walk like the man. That grace, that beauty, that sensuality is missing. So the first thing you do is just take a book, put it in your head, and learn to walk again. The book shouldn't fall. Doesn't mean you put the book on your head and hold it. No, you don't hold it. You just let it and see whether it falls or not. And you may have to try it 100 times before it stops falling. Then you say, okay, I've taken one book. Now I have to put 2, 3. When you get to 5 books, you have learned to really walk, because you shouldn't walk like a baby elephant. When you walk, nobody should know you come. When you walk like a baby elephant, then there's a lot of negative energy that goes into your body. The aggression also becomes part of you. Your defense mechanism, as you call it. You know, in the West, they say, okay, because you're already screwed up anyway, now you should have boundaries. Men make boundaries, okay? Women don't make boundaries. The boundaries that we have today that create war is created by man, not by women. When she ruled the world, there was no division, no boundaries, no gates, no fences. Today, all of you live in a prison. Grill windows, grill gates. When I look out of my window, I see a prison. When I turn left, I see a prison. When I turn right, I see a prison. We prison ourselves. So, okay, you can't change that and say, I'll throw away all the grill gates and everything else. First, you change. You make all the women that are going to get married to have children change, so that they can teach the children what it means by women, what it means motherhood, and what it means by being in a community, respecting both men and women. When the respect is built in the souls of men and women, the world is beautiful. The other thing you have to learn, this is why you have to learn to walk first. You've been so speedy. Don't blame yourself for anything that's happened so far in your life. First thing is you got to stop, not blame yourself and not regret what you have done, because that would take you another 100 years to get rid of that regret. You're born again, okay? The virtue of the fact that you decided to take responsibility for your life, you're learning to do mantras, you're born again. Okay, so every day when you wake up in the morning, you're born again. Yesterday is not today, and today is not going to be tomorrow. You do what you have to do today. And every morning when you get up, be proud that you're a woman. Of all creation, humans are the highest. Of that, women are the divine power, not men. We are here as protectors and providers. We're not here to become creators. We're not here as nurturers. We're not here as gatherers. We don't have the capacity. Okay, today you have chairs, you have, high chairs, everything that takes you away from the ground, okay? In those days, women used to be on the ground. Men could never sit like a woman. A woman can sit on the ground or even squat for hours and do work, gathering, whereas a man cannot then and cannot till today. However strong a man is, if you go to the paddy fields of anywhere in the world, the weeding is done by women, not by men. The planting, the chopping, the digging and everything else is done by men. The soft, gentle work is done by women, and they have the strength, stamina, and endurance to do it. In Africa, it's the same. A lot of you have some ancestors coming from there. For that matter, all over the world. Even today, when it comes to delicate work, it's still women. The only people that come close to you is gays, because they have a perfect balance of male and female energy. Unfortunately, to today's world where everything revolves around sex and pleasure, their purpose has been defeated in a great way. It's weakened them. They're all born like Shiva or Krishna, but they decide to be like Ravanas now. So that is so far as being from women going into goddesshood. Okay, then you have being living goddess. For you to be a living goddess, you have to be worthy of being worshipped. To be worthy of being worshipped means that you have to have self-dignity to its ultimate. You have to love yourself. You have to feel your inner divinity. Then you're worthy of being worshipped. Then you're a living goddess. Okay, then going from living goddess, that means you are like, in the old days, they used to worship women. All the goddesses, you find goddess worship is the most popular. Today, they worship her naked when the screen is closed. They wash her, they worship her in all the temples in at least I know in South India they do, because all the temples in South India are tantric temples. Before temples were only a place where you learn, it's learning and for meditation. Today, when they give up worshipping women, they started worshipping statues. Ramakrishna was great in worshipping his wife Sarada Devi, and so is a lot of other saints. But when you see literatures, they don't talk about the women, they talk about the great masters. Before Adi Shankar, which is year 400 something, there was no such thing as monks. Sannyasis, without unmarried sannyasis, there is no such thing. Because only a union between Shiva and Shakti can bring about that total divinity within you. That means between men and women. So it's an art of being together. It's about making love with each other's subtle body, not about the physical body. The physical body is only a vehicle. Today, humans only know how to work with the physical body. They have no connection to the subtle body. They need physical stimulation to create that joy instead of the subtle body being awakened. Instead of making love with another person. To be continued. Don't forget to watch the third part of the video. Thank you. Vanakkam.